Hey guys and girls, welcome back to some Cold Steel. We just finished Act 3, and we are going to move on to whatever the next part entails, basically. Half a day passed in the blink of an eye. 5 towering spires had appeared throughout Erebonia, as well as a massive floating stronghold. At first, the people fell into a panic, but announcements from the Imperial government eventually calmed their unrest. And so, though some did so with exhausted resignation, and others with an eerie sort of excitement, all turned to face tomorrow's coming war. Those on the Courageous too quickly sent out emergency messages to all their allies. Together they worked tirelessly, attempting to make sense of the situation as much as possible. As a result, they concluded that the ancient floating fortress had appeared as part of the final stage of the Empire's curse. Its powerful energies would further twist and warp the people's minds in order to drive them to end this war and bloodshed. In addition, the true nature of the numerous white spires was instantly clear to those with ties to the church. They were nearly identical to the Salt Pale, the product of a singularity and the cause of the Northumbrian disaster 28 years ago. It was hypothesized they were created from residual matter of the original Salt Pale that had remained underground. However, unlike the original Salt Pale, these new ones did not convert their surroundings to salt. Rather, they appeared to be spiritually linked to the floating fortress. A multi-layered barrier was also observed surrounding the fortress, with initial analysis revealing it to be completely impenetrable. Operation Jormungand showed no sign of slowing, but the resistance represented by Mil Mirage was also gathering momentum. Calvard, Liberal, and Remiferia mustered their forces along with support from the Viceland army. The time for the continent's two great powers to clash drew nearer and nearer, with the fate of the world hanging in the balance. Damn. Oliver Green and the rest of the Radiant Wings would not stand idly by and watch fate unfold. However, as they were trying to decide their best course of action, they received an unexpected message from an old friend. It was George. He had called to fill them in on what was happening. The massive object that had appeared over the Osgiliath Basin was an ancient superweapon of the gnomes, the Tuatha De Danann, otherwise known as the Imperial Fortress. It was an airborne structure from before the Great Collapse that had been hidden away in a space-time distortion caused by the Great One's birth. For the past millennium, the gnomes had been carrying out large-scale renovations on the fortress. It had been converted to connect to the Pales and interface with the curse through them, turning it into the ideal stage for the rivalry of the Seven. It was there they intended to hold the final rivalry once the Great Twilight had reached its climax, all for the sake of reforging the Great One. However, though it was faint, a single spark of hope yet remained. The members of the Radiant Wings gathered together, joined by key personnel from Mil Mirage, and together they began devising an all-or-nothing plan to combat the dire situation before them. And so it was that on the eve of the clash between Jormungand and Mil Mirage, a third operation was born. Their course of action decided all those involved gathered together at a certain location in Crossbell. Where the eve of the war. What's the plan? What are we doing? Is this like a barrier they put up around Crossbell's area? Mishilam. I don't understand what's happening though. Are we just having like one more trip here before everything goes to hell?
I think it turned out very well. Thanks for your help, everyone.
It's not half bad if I do say so myself. Good work.
We should be thanking you guys. You're the ones who did the heavy lifting.
I still find it pretty hard to believe you were able to make a barrier over all of Michelin.
It's something that could only be accomplished through combining the witch's spells, our stigmas, and the Merkaba.
Not to mention the raw power of 2 Divine Knights.
And then we were able to convert the Pantagruel's orbal energy into mana to sustain the barrier.
Such beautiful teamwork! If we can do something like this, the sky's the limit!
We ain't exactly here for a team-building exercise, you know.
In any event, the barrier should hold. At least for tonight.
It'll be able to absorb a few hits from any railway cannon shots that come our way. Not that we'll need to worry much about them, given they'll be busy with the war for the time being.
I'm sure as far as the Chancellor is concerned, we're simply some minor rabble, beneath his notice.
He probably sees us as nothing more than the opening act to the Great Twilight.
More than likely.
Opening act nothing. Doesn't he know we're the main event?
Ah, Estelle.
Hey there, everyone.
Good to see you guys.
How are your rooms?
It's
Did
the
you drop off
sky.
all your things already?
The Sky Group.
Yeah. Honestly, I was blown away by how ritzy this place is.
I can't believe we have it all to ourselves.
Right? Even locals like us don't get many chances to stay here.
The last time was when Mariabelle invited us after the trade conference.
Oh man, that seems like it was 100 years ago.
Thinking back, it's kind of a bittersweet memory.
We still had a lot of fun, though.
Looking around, we've got quite the crowd here now.
Yeah, and a lot of us are from Thor's too.
We might as well live it up then. This is our last night before everything goes down, after all.
You're right. Tomorrow's when everything will be decided.
Our future rests on the success of Operation Shining Steel.
Though honestly, it's still a pretty dicey plan.
That's what our thing is called. It's a little weird, but I'll take it, I guess.
So, this is Operation Shining Steel then?
After reviewing the whole plan like this, it seems more reckless than it does bold.
We may not have much margin for error, but I think this could actually work.
So basically, we're gonna get a bunch of teams to raid all the salt pails at once, put them out of commission, and then have the Courageous 2 charge into the fortress while its barrier is down. That about sum it up?
Yes, but there's little chance that things will go so smoothly. I'm sure we'll have a number of unforeseen circumstances to deal with. Our top priority, however,
When do we ever not?
ensure the Divine Knights and Class 7 get to the target.
That's right. So even if something goes awry and the Courageous 2 is unable to land, we can continue with the plan. As long as Reen and the others can successfully board the fortress in time, we still have a chance.
Our foes will try to end the rivalry of the Seven as the Great Twilight reaches its climax. If we manage to seize control of the rivalries before then, however, we may be able to prevent them from achieving their goals.
At this point, they think they've already won. It's likely they'll welcome Instructor Reen since they need him to finish the rivalries. And that will be our chance.
That's all fine and good, but what about the salt pails? One glance and you could tell they're bad news. They're giving off one hell of an ominous vibe.
Yes. They seem to be pulsing with energy from the lower planes. And this same energy is what's letting them act as singularities, making them nearly impregnable.
Further, given the devils that have been appearing all over lately.
I get the feeling we may find even worse things protecting each of the Pales.
Yes. It's something we'll need to be prepared for.
Well, if we know what we gotta do, then all that's left is to go do it.
That's right. It's our turn now.
Hey.
You can leave one of the Salt Pails to the Liberl team.
Dope.
We just gotta decide on which of us is going.
Same for us in the SSS. As members of the Radiant Wings, let us help clear a path for you and the others.
Estelle. Lloyd. Everyone.
Aw, you guys.
Guess we should have seen this coming, huh?
You can count on us, too.
Hey, the Star Raider.
Are you sure?
Yes. Since my lord's passing, I've managed to clear my mind a bit.
The time has come for the Stahlritter to unite once more, to see our Lord's will done.
Our lord saw fit to grant you her power. It's our duty to carry her torch to light your way.
All of you. Aw.
Don't forget to save some seats for us, huh?
Hey.
We'll be teaming up with those Stahlritter gals.
The Jaegers.
That's okay.
The boss would have wanted as much from us.
Zeno, Leo.
Sheesh. This is one hell of a lineup.
Hell yeah. We got this in the bag.
In that case, you can add Sharon and me to the list of volunteers.
As maid of the Reinford family, I would be honored if you would allow me to fulfill this particular role. Angie! You too, Sharon? Lady Angelica and I have also suffered at the hands of our foes. After careful discussion, we have decided it would only be appropriate to return the favor.
From what I hear, Lieutenant Colonel Mueller will be returning to the Courageous 2 tomorrow. I figured I'd leave the steering up to the expert, so I can get back to kicking some ass.
Sharon, Angelica. Then you can count me in too.
Can't let you do that, Toa. We need you here. You've got both the Courageous 2 and the entire operation to look after.
Angelica's right. I'd very much prefer you to remain at your post.
I'll be on the bridge as well. But even then, I suspect we'll have our hands full manning the air defenses.
Understood. There's no need for concern, Toa. We're all in this together. Every one of us has their own part to play. Thank you, both of you. But still, we can't just send them out by themselves.
And I guess you'll just have to let me join them.
George!
Huh. So that's why you two were acting weird.
I still hate you.
I'm sure you must think I have no right to come back like this. I can't possibly make up for everything I've done. But I'm going to help anyway. Because I'd rather not get the same failing marks Franz did.
George.
So that makes 3. Not as many as I'd like, but...
Then allow me to lend you a hand.
That's her very regal.
Grandmother.
Oh.
I fulfilled my duty as a witch, and Leanne has passed. Now that I have played my part, I may as well bloom one final time for you young folk.
She gonna fight?
Were we to add my strength to that of the Ravner girl, a former gnome, and the Reinford maid, would that be sufficient?
That'd be more than enough. But if it's possible, I'd prefer to have the curvier version of you come with us.
Angie, I don't think now's really the time.
It would be our pleasure to have you accompany us, Lady Roselia.
For crying out loud.
We now have 4 groups. Our forces have expanded considerably.
But what about the last pail?
You can leave that one to me.
Principal Le Guin!
Aren't you supposed to be focusing on all that meal mirage stuff?
Certainly. But the plan has always been to leave the first day of the operation in Wallace's hands. I'll be taking over tomorrow, once the war begins in earnest.
Lieutenant General Bright anticipates that both sides will spend the first day scouting, with perhaps a few light skirmishes at best. Presumably, General Van Dyke will mobilize the Imperial Army with a similar mindset.
All bets are off once that second day hits, however. Odds are, all 8 battlefronts will erupt into all-out carnage at about the same time.
The Imperial Army will likely be forced to a halt in both Liberl and Remiferia. You can expect they'll deploy their strongest armored divisions, the 3rd and 4th included, at that time.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case.
And the reason you're helping us out is so things don't get to that point, right?
Perhaps. It should be a suitable warm-up for the decisive battle to come, at least. Though, of course, I won't be going it alone.
Hey, the Radiant Blade Master.
It's as the General says. We, too, will be assisting you. For the first day, anyway.
This will be my final duty as head of the Arcade School. I shall prove us worthy in succeeding the Sandblock name.
Don't know if I measure up to these 3, but this is as good a chance as any to make up for all the time I lost.
Father! Toval!
I had a feeling Vita would show up to help.
Can't pass up a chance to hog the spotlight, huh, Vita?
Show 'em what you can do, Zero Artisan.
Thank you. We couldn't be more lucky to have the 4 of you with us. That goes for the rest of you, too. Estelle, Lloyd, Duvalie, Angelica, Sharon, each and every one of you.
Indeed. And with that, I hereby declare Operation Shining Steel officially underway. We fly tomorrow at noon, as Mille Mirage and the World Serpent begin their clash.
We'll be rendezvousing with the rest of our allies in Michelin later today. This may be the last time we're all together, so we're planning to have a small celebration of sorts. We were hoping all of you could join us.
Okay. So yeah, it is just like our last rest day before all hell goes. Why did Schmidt come, though? Seems everything is coming along quite nicely. Yeah, this is the last place I'd expect to spend the night before a war. I still can't believe your dad booked the whole hotel out for us, and on a discount, too. Well, they weren't going to have any customers otherwise. It was kind of a win-win. I see. In other words, Mishi has no choice but to entertain me for as long as I crave. Okay, Teal Tot, have some pity on the poor chump inside him, will ya? I just wish Noelle, Risha, and Shizuku could have made it. Yeah, but at least we can look forward to seeing them after all this is over. Besides, Yona, Sully, and Cecile should be arriving any moment. Oh, and it may please you to know my father's operation was a success. Hey! The Emperor's okay. So I've heard. They say he's already started to come around. Really? Already? Wow, great news. His Majesty has been on all of our minds. That he has. This should help bring some hope back to the people. What a wonderful relief, right, Olivier? Quite so. I'll never be able to thank Dr. Silent enough.
Sorry we're late.
Mueller. I had no idea Father and Toval would be coming. It's good to see you again, Duvalie. What happened to Lady Knights 2 and 3? They're running a bit late. The same applies to the 2 from Zephyr. Oh, okay. Patrick, you came all this way too? Indeed. I shall be supporting Operation Shining Steel from the field. I plan to visit His Majesty on behalf of my father as well, should time permit. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. We should request an audience with the Emperor ourselves, no? Probably, but it might be kinda tough to. Haha. That aside, we have yet a few more arrivals to introduce. Ones that prove a tad more troubling to arrange. Come on, you guys. No need to be shy.
Magnus. It's good to see you all again.
George and hey, Cassius. Dad? What are you doing here? George. So you came too. Like I said on call, I still don't know if I really deserve to be here. But once the operation starts tomorrow, I won't be moving out with anyone here other than Angie. I get how selfish this might sound, but I just wanted to see you all one last time. George, you big dumb lug. Yeah, what a soppy idiot. But he's our soppy idiot. George. What a soft-hearted disciple I found myself. Jeez, you guys are just as melodramatic as Class 7 is. Wow, I'm surprised you managed to make it here, Mr. Bright. It's more than surprising, it's practically unbelievable. Does that mean you're all done preparing for Mil Mirage? That's right. I'd like to say all is well, but that may be a bit preemptive. All in all, I'd put our chances at 60% against us. Though with General Van Dyke as our opponent, even that level of optimism may be misplaced. I see. We believe in you, Father. Yes, we're very grateful for all you've been doing. Though my work as commander of tomorrow's operations have ceased for tonight. I thought perhaps I'd come and visit to wish you every success in Operation Shining Steel, to see where I might lend you our aid. And to attend to one other particular matter as well. Ah, how serendipitous it is that our promised imbibement should arrive so soon. We do have a few guests we're still waiting on, but let's say we all head to our venue. Sure thing. Grandfather finished preparing the guest house for us. Speaker McDowell did all that just for us. That's very kind. I'll have to take the opportunity to thank him in person. Well, what are we waiting for? Let the celebration begin! Yay! And thus, in the guest house of Michelin's villa grounds, did the send-off party for Mil Mirage commence. Class 7's new and old sat among their fellow instructors, alumni, and classmates. The Liberlian Bracers, the Special Support Section, members of the Septime Church, and Hexen Clan alike. And even those visiting from Calvard and Remiferia had all come as one to join in the festivities. Together they mingled, if only for tonight, enjoying food and conversation in the warm comforts of camaraderie. Laughs were exchanged on the eve of war, as they each shared in their hopes of what the morning would bring. And then... da-da-da-da-da... ba-ba-da... Got the Merkaba 8 and 2 here. Huh, look at the Courageous, all lit up. And whose boat is that? Like ship? Is that the Bobcat? I can't tell. Oh, Freddy. Oh, that's pretty. Oh my gosh, look at them. So the Milium can just be a spirit person now? I mean, I'm not complaining, but that's interesting. Hey, dope. Fireworks show. It's a nice little send-off party. Seems everyone's still got plenty of party left in them. Night's still young after all. Plus, we got the whole park to ourselves. That reminds me. Why don't you give us a performance, Elliot? Yeah, I've still got goosebumps from the last time I heard that violin of yours. Really? I mean, I'd love to, but where would I even play? Hey, wait a minute. Where did Eustace run off to? I believe he went to go find Milliam earlier. That does sound like something he might do. This is their last night together, after all. Yeah. Looks like George and Jellica are getting in some time alone themselves. That said, don't you guys have any special someones of your own you should be spending the evening with? Quality guide time is great and all, but tonight could be the night, you know? Okay. We all see what you're getting at. I do have a point, though. Yeah, and now he's got me thinking. Well, I know a certain guy who's got more to think on than all of us combined. Indeed. Rather irritating when you put it that way. Why are you all looking at me? Congrats, Lloyd. You're not the most clueless guy in the room for once. I'm nowhere as bad as him. At least I have some self-awareness. I'd say you're about the same, but Rean does have quite a few more options. Bet that's easy for you to say, lover boy. In that case, it's just as you said. This may very well be our final night. You especially will have more than a few things to make clear tonight. Yeah, I bet you've had a ton of girls confess their love to you as it is already. Well, either way, you won't want to wake up tomorrow with any regrets. Quite right. Perhaps I too should take this night to tell Elise how I feel. I agree. You... what? Why, Schwarzer, does this mean you finally approve? Just don't push your luck. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I approve. Anyway, let's go enjoy whatever evening we got left. Should be plenty for us to do between the beach and the park. They're also keeping the stores here in the center open for us. There's still a load of fun to be had with or without that special gal. Oh, before I forget, my father had something he wanted to tell you, Rean. You should go and see him when you get the chance. Yeah, sure. Anyway, you guys have a good time out there. We will. See ya. Can I move around now? Everyone's going their separate ways. I've been trying to keep my role as the sacrifice out of my mind, but Crow was right. I don't want to end this with any regrets. I'll need to find the opportunity to speak with Cassius too. And with Valimar now. That we finally can again. Then there's the tickets His Highness gave me. I may as well use them. I'll have to make sure to give everyone here my thanks, and of course, get my feelings out. Eventide. Night of Promises. See to repair clothes for Elise. Rean's instructor coat. Original hair. Oh. You can deepen bonds like normal bonding events. Choosing a member you've formed a close bond with may trigger a special event in the future. The companion you can invite changes depending on the attraction, so use your tickets wisely. You can progress the main storyline once you have used all 5 tickets and seen all major events. Duvalie Stahlritter outfit. Ooh. So I have Rean's white coat, right? That's what the instructor is. Yeah. Elise fixed it. I also got his hair back. If I wanted it. I don't though. I like the white hair. And the black coat. It's just suiting. I also like the black shirt. I'm not gonna lie. It looks pretty dope. Yeah. We got Duvalie's though too. Wait. Milliam's with us as a ghost? What? This is weird. This is straight weird. I don't understand. Oh, but okay. Where's Duvalie? Did I pass her? We have so many party members at this point that we can decorate. Personnel outfit? What? Personal outfit? It's the same outfit though, right? Confusing. And then we got her armor. Which suits her. I like her personal outfit. It suits her as well. But I think like since she's kind of like taking on her master's will, you know, it's time for her to rejoin the Stahlritter and but good this time instead of all bad. She doesn't look bad with blonde. Maybe we'll do that for her. She doesn't look that bad with that. Okay. Wharf. So I'm going at the restaurant. Oh, Cassius. Reen, there you are. Thanks for coming. Joshua filled me in on the details. I heard you two knew each other from before? Yes. We became acquainted through Toval during the guild raid 4 years back. Master Kafai had told me much about Cassius as well, so we became friends. And after that, I introduced you in Arius. That duel you two had will go down in history as one of the greatest feats of swordsmanship in Zamorian history. Well, I must say, I was amazed that your staff mastery could see off our blades. They seem like they're in an entirely different league as far as skill goes, the Divine Blade of Wind included. Ah yes, about that discussion I mentioned. The night has just begun, so feel free to enjoy yourself a little bit more. This matter might be a bit complicated. I had a feeling you might say that. His Highness gave you some tickets, did he not? This is your night. Spend it wisely. I must admit, I'm a little curious about who you would invite to join you. Huh? You should come back and speak to Lieutenant General Cassius after using your 3 attraction tickets. Okay. Let's go to the wharf then and see what's going on here. I guess it's a big scene that's gonna happen with them. That's why they're like, hey, go have fun first. Let's go talk to Valimar. How you doing, my boy? Hey, Valimar. Good to see you. You as well, Reen. The cusp of the great twilight may soon be upon us, but this evening is still as lovely as ever. Yeah, it really is. Now that you mention it, we had an evening just like this 2 years back. How coincidental. I was just thinking exactly the same. I know I said this already, but I really am glad you're back to your old self again. I'm just sorry that I couldn't do anything to help. I too will say something. I have already said many times before. You needn't worry. My past awakeners have all experienced their share of agony and hesitation, and yet each of them continued to persevere in spite of it. You, Reen, are no different than they. I guess, but wait. When you say past awakeners, that includes Emperor Drykuls, right? Was he like me too? Naturally so. I have finally managed to recover the whole of my memories, you see. Though because I fell to sleep not long after the War of the Lions, the Drykuls I remember was only a prince. It is both amusing and gratifying to learn that the hopeless optimist I knew, is today praised as father of the Renaissance. I'll bet it is. So what do you think of him now, then? The measure of a man differs, of course, from youth to middle age, but the color of his soul remains the same. I sense no trace of him being manipulated by Ishmelga. I see. Thanks, Valimar. I think I'm ready to face him, no matter how things turn out. And when I do, it's up to me, no, up to all of us to stop him. That pleases me to hear. It also makes me realize just how much you have grown, Reen. I still have a long way to go, and without the luxury of time, tomorrow's the day that decides it all. I'll be counting on you, partner. As will I. My power is yours. Thanks, Valimar. I appreciate you. Okay, so I want to spend a ticket with Sarah, not Sarah, a ticket with Laura, a ticket with Elisa, and I don't know, the third one's a toss-up. I think Laura's this way.
Okay.
Hey, girls out for a night on the town? Something like that? We're planning to meet up with Elisa and Emma. Many things here speak to our shared interests, so we decided to look around. Some of the rides seemed like they'd give our reflexes a nice workout, and this fearful atmosphere may prove a fine test of courage. Only you three would view going to an amusement park like this. We fully intend to have some fun as well. It's a two birds and one stone scenario. I'm just happy the two of you invited me along. Well, you girls have fun. Wait, I can't. What? I want to give her a ticket. Can I not do that? Receptionist. Oh, I have to go to the places. Okay, I got you. Alright. So... okay. Damn, we got 5 to use. Alright. So Laura first. Rean called up his chosen companion, they then turned in their tickets and got on the horror coaster together. All we have to do is shoot the ghost to raise our score. Get enough points and we win. A villa full of ghosts reminds me of that time in Lohengrin. Firearms certainly aren't my first choice of weapon, but I'll give it all I have. Do I actually get to play with her? Like, with them on... Oh, I do. Okay, let's go.
Now, let us begin.
I'm not great at this game. I will try my best, though. Oh no! I missed that one. Is that it? We did it. Two stars? That's not bad, right? No. I don't think that's bad. Why'd she facepalm? Whoops, guess our score fell a bit short. What? Would seem we both need to improve our shooting skills. Don't feel too bad about it. I still had a great time with you. Thanks for coming along for the ride. I should be the one thanking you. I rarely remember to give myself a moment to relax. Glad I could help. Afterwards, Rean decided to walk back with Laura. They enjoyed the night air along the way, stretching out the evening. And then...
Rean, you have my gratitude.
I do? Where's this coming from?
Well, perhaps it's just the festive atmosphere getting to me. Ours was a long, arduous journey, but walking this path has allowed me to grow in ways I thought unimaginable. Not just as a swordsman, but as a person of principle, strong and resolute. Reconciling with Fee, training with Monica, and becoming closer to them in the process. Those experiences, and the fact that I was able to surpass my father, are proof of how far I've come.
Laura. You've always been there for me when I needed it most. Like on our very first field study, back when we were still students. We were on Brionia Island beneath the pouring rain. I wouldn't be here if not for that radiant spirit of yours, always shining bright to guide my way. In that sense, I think I should be the one thanking you.
Rean. Tomorrow may prove our most decisive battle yet, but I know Class 7 has nothing to fear. The day will be ours. Together, you and I shall cut a path through on the wings of victory.
I couldn't put it better myself. Laura's made it plenty clear how she feels. She's overcome so much for herself, but me. I'm just sitting around waiting for the next rivalry. This could be our final night together. Is this really how I want it to end? Oh God. I can leave it at that, or I can go for it. Do I go for it? Make a date with Laura. See, I like Laura the most, though. I do. But Elisa and him sound like they fit together. But she dumped me. I gotta go with Elisa. Because throughout the series, I've been going the route with Elisa. As much as I'm conflicted because I want to do this. I'm conflicted. I'm straight conflicted. Screw it. We're doing it. Laura, I don't know if I'm in any position to ask this of you, but would you mind if we had a talk together later tonight? You mean, I have no reason to refuse, but you may find yourself busier than you expected. Call me on my Arcus 2 when you're ready to confirm. I will be waiting. Sure. Can I just make a date with everyone? That's low, but I might have to do that. What is the stuff here? Lakeside Beach? Do we get to do something on the water? I didn't explore all of Mishilim when I last came here, so I'm a little curious. Mishilim Lake Beach. Machias, Kurt. I can do Toa, Emma, guys. Muse. Let's do Muse, I guess. Wait, isn't Muse underage? Wait, I might have messed this up. Oh god. Like, in terms of drinking, I mean. Okay, non-alcoholic. Good. That's pretty. The Belarus Sea Float. Sherbet and blue soda, huh? It really does remind me of the vivid blue Belarus Sea. It does look good. That's pretty cool. There's something out on the water too, like near the water. This guy. Yuna, Altina, Fee, Alphen. Let's do Yuna. Michelin Wonderland's famous for its fireworks displays. I bet it would have been nice if your little brother and sister had tagged along. Sounds great, Yuna. Oh, I can't choose anyone else. Oh. Oh, wait. Wait. Is it gonna do a scene? Hello? I think it is. Yes. Alright. Okay, so I still can make a choice.
Instructor Reen? Do you have a minute?
Sure. What is it, Yuna?
It might have taken me a while to say this, but when all's said and done, I'm glad I came to the Empire. Glad I became a part of Class 7. The more time I spent with everyone, the branch campus, the instructors, the old Class 7, the stronger my feelings got. I told myself I had to hold my head up high no matter what came my way. My pride as a Cross Bellin depended on it. I'll do whatever it takes to get us through tomorrow, to help us find the path that lies beyond. That goes for you too, Instructor. It's not over until it's over, so don't give up. Not even for a second.
I won't. Thanks, Yuna. We'll give it all. We'll give it our all out there, side by side.
Yeah.
Actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you. If you have some time later, maybe we could chat. Yuna. I know it's the last night before the war. I'm not sure I want to leave things like this, you know? If you do, contact me on the Arcus. Okay. Come to think of it, I still haven't given her my answer. If I feel the same as Yuna, I should contact her. So many options. Alright. I have to do Elisa for sure. Because because I would feel horrible if I don't. Let's go to the Ferris wheel, maybe with Elisa. And then I'll have to make my choice, and I don't like it. Elisa, go with me. I'm still leaning Laura, I'm not gonna lie. But a part of me is pushing Elisa. But then now I'm kind of curious about Yuna. It's a great view. The whole of Michigan sparkles. Being able to share a ride on a Ferris wheel with you is like a dream come true, Rain. Yeah, it's the same for me. I can't stop tomorrow from coming, but as long as you're here with me, Elisa, I know that everything's going to work out. Reen, it's a little silly, but I like it when you say things like that. And I've been able to keep my head up through everything because of you. I'm never going to forget this moment. Me neither. Boop, boop. Boop, 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 ba-doop, boop, boop. The car gently lowered to the ground when the ride ended after offering the spectacular view. Once on the ground, they both had other things to attend to. Wait, what? Okay, I was about to say, did she just leave me? That was gonna be rude as hell. Afterwards, Reen decided to walk back with Elisa. They enjoyed the night air until...
Hey, Reen. Thanks for inviting me out tonight.
Of course. You don't need to thank me for that.
I just thought I'd never get a chance to spend time with you like this again. I mean, sure, it would have been nice to be here under better circumstances, but despite everything going on in the world, I still enjoyed our time tonight. So, thank you. I mean,
Aw. She's cute. I'm sorry. Elisa, I should be the one thanking you for always standing by my side. We both have a lot at stake in tomorrow's battle, but that doesn't mean we have to face it alone. We'll get through it all together, Elisa.
right. Hand in hand.
Elisa told me to forget all that's happened between us, but is this really how I want to end our final night? Elisa, I'm not sure if this is the right thing to do, but can we talk again after all this is over? Sure, I don't mind. But I get the feeling you might end up busy then. If you still feel like it later, just call me on my Arcus. Right, I will. I have to go with Elisa. I hate it, to be honest, because it's the probably the generic option. But I feel like I feel like I have to see that, and then I do the options I want. Basically, that's how I feel, at least. All right, let's go do the Castle of Mirrors with someone. Maybe I can take Alphen in here. Oh, I can only take Sarah in here? Interesting. You know, I'll do that. Sarah is another option that I wouldn't mind, to be honest. Reen contacts his chosen companion on the Arcus. They use the special ticket to enter together. So this is the Castle of Mirrors. I like the mysterious feeling in here. It's like we've stumbled into another dimension. The staff said there's a rest stop a little further down. Let's go. I actually get to play this one. Me and Sarah. We do make a good couple. I mean, come on. We'll see what happens. We had that emotional scene with her in our, like, in the grave. They reached the rest stop and stopped for a break. I screwed up with the Musée one. I should have instead used that ticket for Alphen, but whatever. Being surrounded by so many mirrors is kind of weird. We're almost at the end. I wonder what we should ask the fortune teller. I heard the one back there is actually her, so might as well ask what'll happen to me after tomorrow. Rean, I'm not going to take it too seriously. What are you going to do? What are you going to ask her for, Sarah? What do I want to know? I've been waiting for you both.
Welcome to the Room of Fate's unfolding.
It is nice to see you looking so well, Irene. It's good to see you too, Beryl. I have heard stories. My students told me that you helped them out. You have my thanks. It was nothing. I just did as fate guided. Let us begin. What do you wish to know? So you would like to know what will happen to you after tomorrow. Sarah would like to know about her career. Is this not so? What? It's good to see you're still on top of things. Of course. Well, shall we begin? Rean, there are dark clouds surrounding your fate. They are so dense that my sight cannot penetrate them. But that does not mean there's no hope. The key to scattering this fog is within the special bonds between your friends. And one more thing. The bonds between us? What's the other thing? Unfortunately, even I do not know what it may be. It all depends on your efforts tomorrow, including whether you discover what that is. I'm not sure if I really understand, but I'll keep it in mind. My efforts tomorrow. I guess I'll need to think about how I should spend my time before the battle. And next... Instructor Sarah, you may survive tomorrow, but bewilderingly busy days lie ahead of you. Your actions and efforts will have a direct effect on a future where those that have been oppressed will finally be relieved. This is regarding your work as well as your homeland. I understand the part about the guild, but does that mean that Northumbria will... I never thought I'd find a ray of hope in a place like this. In the end, it all depends on my efforts and the efforts of the guild. I'll do what I can to help. Let's do whatever we need to tomorrow. You got it, Rean. Until we meet again. Afterwards, Rean decided to walk back with Sarah. They enjoyed the night air along the way, and then...
Thanks, Rean, for everything.
Instructor.
Looking back on it, I've been a pretty shoddy excuse of a teacher to you guys. Especially to you, Rean. But in the end, I ended up growing just as much as all of you. Not just as an instructor or as a bracer, but a person, too. Tomorrow, we fight for a better future. One where we can keep on growing. Together. What am I saying? You're all younger than me, so listen up. We're all gonna make it through this. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Understood?
Understood loud and clear. Pull through this, Instructor Sarah. Tonight, is this how I want it to end? Listen, Instructor. Would you have time to chat later? Sure. But don't let me take up your time. If you got other people you need to see, I wouldn't want to get in the way. Why don't you get a hold of me on my Arcus if you still want to meet? I'll wait up. Got it. As Rean and Seer's bond deepened, they both became stronger. Speed enema. Okay. So I guess I can do the restaurant thing now, right? Because I've done my thingy thing. That reminds me, Joshua and the others have told me all about this Vantage Master game. I've just assembled a deck myself, and I'm looking for an opponent to test it out on. Maybe you'd like to play a round or two? A military strategist would certainly make for an interesting opponent. Sure, I'd be happy to. I'm not all that confident that I'll be much of a match for you, though. Please hear out some content in class will no longer be available after talking to Cassius. Talk to him. There's something specific I need to tell you. I received a letter from Master Kafai. I heard he sent you one when he was traveling. He sent it from Long Lai. It was probably because you were captured and Ymir was sealed off. It seems the Intelligence Division's Mark managed to track him down on his travels. Don't tell me something. Actually, never mind. It's him we're talking about. Though they were only sent as a warning, he chased them off with little effort. I say the Intelligence Division, but it's supposedly a different section than Arendel's. They're tasked with foreign affairs, and they seem to be active all over the continent. I heard about its existence from Altina. What did he have to say then? As you already know, the initial stage of the 8-leaf school is to fully understand all of the form's fundamentals in their entirety. In that regard, those who have been permitted to leave Master Kafai's side have been set on the path to mastery of the style. You now stand at the end of that path. Does that mean you're going to step in for him? Yes, I will see if you have absorbed our final teachings in Master Kafai's place. It won't take too long. Do you have time? Sure. Allow me to relay to you what Master Kafai wrote in his letter. Rean, it would seem you have found yourself in a most dire situation. Even so, I believe you will overcome the obstacles blocking your path. I believe you can persevere despite all your struggles. I have therefore decided to avoid Ymir and keep myself hidden, that I may pass you this message through Cassius. There is, after all, a high possibility of you happening upon your fellow disciple for the first time in the midst of these turbulent days. Though you've already reached the intermediate level, I'm certain you are yet capable of more. You have been ever since the moment you mastered the formidable ogre within you. All you require now is proof. To earn it, you will need to conquer yourself. Only when you succeed will you be promoted, as is our tradition. Master Kafai. This is a lot to take in. How exactly am I supposed to conquer myself? The two may not be entirely comparable, but I remember hearing from Victor that you bore witness to a challenge not unlike this one 2 months ago. Oh. That's right. Between his lordship and Prince Le Guin. Behind that single strike you saw was an infinite number of possible outcomes playing out within our minds. I believe Countess Le Guin was trying to confirm for herself just how far she had mastered her blade. In that sense, was I akin to a mirror, perfectly matching her stroke for stroke. I see. So he is I, and I am him? You've come quite far as it is, if you already understand that much. Oh, he's gonna use a sword. That sword. That is not the sword you once wielded. Indeed, my blade has long since been thrown aside. I borrowed this sword from a former subordinate. One who also followed the path of the Eight Leaves. But despite not being a direct disciple, he nevertheless possessed an instinct greater than my own. I see. How very curious. He must mean Colonel Richard of the royal family. Or ex-colonel, since the coup attempt. I hear he started a private research firm post-pardoning. I will soon be changing the form you perceive me as. You will then see me as that which you fear most deeply. I'm sure you can imagine what that may be. Yes, I can. But I know what I have to do. I have to confront this here and now. I'm ready to face the challenge before me. Cassius Bright, my fellow disciple. Nobly spoken, Rain Schwarzer. I, Victor Arced, will be honored to stand as your witness. Damn, here we go.
We will begin the trial of the Eight Leaves, One Blade. Let us see if you are worthy. What is your name?
Reed Schwarzer, an intermediate-level disciple of the Eight Leaves, One Blade School.
Which form will you demonstrate mastery of?
The seventh form, Void, the nothingness that contains all.
He is I, and I am him.
I am him, and he is I.
Will you offer yourself to him to reach the peak of swordsmanship?
No, I will exist alongside him. We will be as one. The sword I seek is that of the Void, the gleaming blade that illuminates the darkness.
Then show me the light at the end of your journey. Show me by conquering yourself.
Oh, he's seeing the darkness of him. Like the ogre him.
Now begin the trial of the Divine Blade, the peak of the Eight Leaves.
Damn. Show mastery of all crafts to reach the peak of swordsmanship.
Cut through!
Crimson Slash.
Disappear!
Ow.
I'm up! Cut through! Despair!
Ow.
Let's go! Crimson Slash!
How do you heal?
Die!
Ow.
I'm up!
Oh, can I not heal myself? Oh, I'm scared now. Arcane
Arcane Gale! Ha! Let's go!
Helix.
Roar! Healing Strike!
That's all of them, right? Termination Slash. I'm dead.
Sorry, everyone.
Let me try that. What? What do I do? Show mastery of all crafts to reach the peak of swordsmanship. I don't understand that though. What do you mean show mastery of all crafts? Do I follow him like ability for ability? Is that it? Waning crimson slash.
I'm up. Cut through. Despair.
Spiritual gale.
I'm up. Arcane gale. Ha! Die.
Ow.
I'm up. Roar. Healing strike.
I'm dead. Dusk.
Sorry.
What do I do here? I don't understand it.
Move. Crimson Flash! It's my turn! Cut through! Disappear! Despair! Die!
You see this bullcrap, man.
I'm up! Arcane Gale! Ha! Die! I'm up! Roar! Healing!
Epiphany.
All right, got it.
We can now use the S-Craft Breaking Dawn. Do it.
Eternally flowing. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form.
First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh.
The 8th. Here it comes.
8 leaves. Breaking Dawn.
Yo, that was dope. Serene's final S-Craft.
Well done.
The duel is over. The victor is Rean Schwarzer.
You have come a long way, young Rean. Thank you, Lieutenant General. I finally understand what my master was trying to teach me. I can feel it, body and soul. The 8 Leaves is more than just a technique of tradition. It has come from within you. Precisely. You have proven yourself more than ready. I will now read the scroll the master enclosed in his letter.
Rean Schwarzer, you have mastered the techniques of the 8 Leaves One Blade School. You are granted the title Divine Blade.
Damn!
You may now take on disciples of your own.
I'm a Divine Blade. I accept. Though on second thought, I'm not so sure I really deserve being called a Divine Blade. The Arios and I have both walked upon this very same path. You will be the Master's last direct disciple. It is up to you how you accept the responsibility of the title bestowed upon you. I see. Then in that case, I wholeheartedly accept. I feel most privileged to have been present for the moment. I suspect the others will agree with my sentiment. Huh? Aha, everyone was watching. Congratulations on your promotion. That move was incredible, even if I barely followed along. The way you wielded your sword was a sight unlike any other. It certainly was. I could hardly take my eyes away. You finally made it, Rean. What you did was inspiring beyond words. When did all of you get here? You must have really been in the zone back there. Ain't you supposed to be good at sensing people's presence or whatever? Guess he was just too focused to notice little old us. Guess so. Thank you, everyone. All of you. I wouldn't have made it this far without your help. You deserve it, Rean. Oh, warms my heart to see you grow like this. So should we start calling you Divine Blade Schwarzer now, instead of the Ashen Chevalier? You'll certainly need a spiffier moniker than that, along the lines of the Divine Blade of Wind, perhaps. I don't know about all that just yet. Come on, man. Drop the humble and swagger up for once. The Divine Blade of Ash, maybe? Is that too obvious? I'm not sure. Ash himself would like that very much. What about the Divine Blade of Light? He does light up our lives, after all. Oh, how about the Divine Blade of Dawn? The 7th form was Void, right? Let's call him the Divine Blade of Zero. That actually sounds pretty cool. They all seem more than satisfactory to me. Well, I, for one, don't very much appreciate him barreling ahead of me like this to begin with. Does it really matter? It's not like we'll actually call him anything different in the end. That's exactly right. To us, Rean will always be Rean. Congratulations, Rean. I'm proud of you. Rean's friends and colleagues congratulated him, and he thanked for their support. General Bright and Viscount Arseed then returned to patrolling Michigan. I like the Divine Blade of Ash, but Ash, having Ash and then being called the Divine Blade of Ash, I don't think that thing that is cool. Divine Blade of Zero sounds cool. The Divine Blade of Zero. Yeah, that sounds kind of cool. I'll take it, honestly. Alright, I think I'm going to end this part off here, guys. On the next part, we will choose who to call on the Arcus. And then go from there.